actually. Hold on, I want you on my Bluetooth. I want you on my Bluetooth. Hold on. Okay, so can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna put my phone down while I drive. I just want to discuss a couple things. I wanted to make sure you could hear me. So I'm gonna put you down. I love you though, okay? So I'm gonna explain. Hey, I'm gonna turn you up. So I'm gonna put you right in here. So listen, we had because it wants me to break this down for you so you understand what you're looking at in the Taurus blending that I'm going to do in a little while. We had the King of Cups. Hold on. What was it? So the King of Cups, okay, was hiding the emotions. And no, I don't want to switch. So the King of Cups was hiding the emotions because that had the Four of Pence. There is a blessing coming in with the Nine of Cups, okay? And that was with the King of Swords that wants to have a conversation. I don't know if it's a blessing for him or for you, okay? Scorpio was the last card in the deck, all right? And I know Uranus is in the fifth house. It's with Taurus right now, okay? Uranus is in Taurus, all right? So it's tricky because we just had the new moon too. So Uranus, you know, it is the dark side too, but it's more like it is confusion, you know, the Tower, it's sudden. There's definitely a blessing here. So I know we had, what's with all this traffic? I know it was the King of Cups that was, you know, keeping things hidden from you. And then it was, you know, having the confidence. Oh, the Hierophant was under the nine. The Nine of Cups. So this is a gift. This is a blessing from Spirit. And it talks about that sudden change too that I was talking about with the Taurus energy, you know, the change. And to me, it's going to be sudden change, out of the blue, unexpected type energy, because it was the Tower. Tower brings on sudden events, okay? I'm trying to think what was next to the King of Swords. Oh, we had the Wheel, because it's divine timing, okay, within this energy. So this is a couple week time frame, okay? So within the next couple weeks is this sudden shift, this sudden blessing. But here's the thing too, Taurus is a lot of things, but it's also comfort. And we talked about having to get out of routine, okay? And in the first spread, I said to you guys, what was lost will be replaced, okay? But in order for that to be replaced, you have to get on your journey. You have to step outside your zone. That's a message. Step outside of comfort, okay? So if you're in the same situation, the same scenario, just like I said, if you don't start this journey, you don't get this blessing. So if you're just going to stay in your comfort zone because of fear or whatever the situation may be, you're going to miss the blessing. I'm just going to put it to you straight, okay? So, and then when I clarified the Nine of Cups, it was the Nine of Pence. You know, it talks about, you know, independence. I'm feeling independence with that right now too, more than confidence. So I'm not sure who that's linked to. we had the sun, which is the clarity that I think someone is about to get. Oh, and we had the Four of Wands, okay, which talks about laying down a new foundation. It also talks about movement. You know, it talks about stability. So, and it's karma, because the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Swords came out at some point too. Because I started meditating on the Taurus blend, and it kind of gave me a lot of things that I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. It's kind of ironic, based on, you know, what we were basing it on. But in the moment, I couldn't read and see all that for you, because I was, you know, knee high in that. So your daily energy is still the same cards too, okay, even though it was a Taurus week. So the energy is going to go out a couple weeks. So I'm going to kind of tell you what you're looking at, that type of stuff, and break stuff down. But the most important message I can give you guys is to step out of comfort, acceptance, understanding, letting the change happen. If you want the blessing, you have to go and grab it. It's Taurus energy. It's the bull. You got to go grab the bull by its horns, okay? It's not just going to come to you if you sit on your ass and do nothing. It doesn't work that way, okay? So there is a blessing coming, but you have to go towards that blessing. You have to accept change. You have to accept, you know, if certain things crumble, let it crumble. You know, it's a rebirth. So it could be somebody from your past, or it could just be somebody new. You got to be able to decipher that. But you have to step out of old routine, whether it's someone from your past or you're in the present moment. You have to step out of that routine. You have to, that change is there. It's a matter of how you want to look at it. Say you're going through a really hard time and there's a breakup, you know, and it's like, oh, you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But guys, it's there. I guarantee you have a friend, or you have somebody, or, you know, maybe you should jobs. We've been talking about this for 6 months, like not me per se, but maybe this friend is saying this to you. Maybe you just need a new shift. Like, they're giving you insight, but it's like some of you don't want to see it. You know what I mean? I think there's already been lots of healing. It's bringing up healing, which makes no sense, because Temperance didn't come out, nor did the Four of Swords. So I kind of feel like it's speaking of that independence. Somebody might be deep into work right now too. I'm not quite sure, but like, don't neglect your blessings type thing, you know? Especially if you're more fixated on financial stuff right now, and they want you fixated on love, because it's pulling me back to love right now. It's not pulling me back to like part 8 per se. There we go with the 8s again. See, I know it's important for me to do that, but it is pulling me back to a blessing, and it can go either way. All right, but it's a spiritual blessing. I believe it was in my Sunday read a couple weeks ago, after I shut stuff down last week. It just brought me back to that too. So, you know, if you want this blessing, you have to step out of your comfort zone. You know, I know Taurus, they love, it's all about their foundation, their stability, and grounding. It's a lot of things. Work hard, play hard. That's what it was. Okay. So, but in order to get it and to receive it, you have to step out of that zone. You have to go after it, even if it's uncomfortable. Uranus is uncomfortable energy. The Tower is uncomfortable energy, okay, because it's bringing out fears. It's the dark side, okay? So it's like karma it's going to be presented. Can you kind of not bypass it, but like step over it? You know what I mean? Like burn the bridge behind you. Like, even if it's the same person and you choose to move forward, don't dare dwell on the past. Okay, so it was an important message too, because what was on the board today was also part of your daily read, that in the midst of things I couldn't see, which makes sense that it would go along with the blending. But with the blending, what I'm going to do is break down each zodiac and how it is, what your approach is to deal with this Taurus energy type thing, which will be useful, because what I'm imaging is unions. I don't really use that word unions, okay, but that's what is kind of what I'm imaging, okay? So to me, it's a soul connection that you have with someone. to me, that's the blessing that's coming in, unless you have like a change of residence or career. You know, it's just blessings, because when I clarified the 9, which is your blessings, wishes, stuff being granted by spirit, it gave me pentacles, but what it's really bringing is masculine energy. Okay, somebody that, you know, it was the Knight of Pence. You know, someone who gives time, someone who works towards commitment, that is committed but works towards commitment. It doesn't happen overnight, you know. Loyalty just came to me too. So, which therefore follows trust. So that is your part of your daily read. For some reason, that will show up in my blending, so I just kind of want to give you heads up. And blending energy is within that same time frame. But it's not going to be, I know you're like, well, Corey, you basically just told us, but it's not like that. I'm gonna break things down way differently. How to deal with the Taurus, or I haven't figured it out quite yet. It's kind of coming to me as we yippity yap, okay? But it will be different. There will be every zodiac within that read, okay? And we'll break some stuff down. I don't think I'm gonna link it to 8, because I'm seeing 8 as single and all by itself right now. So because 8 it's deeper. I can't combine it, which is what I wanted to do, to kind of knock them both out at one time, but it's kind of like you can't do that. So I'm going to work on the blending first, because it's linked to daily energy, and that way you'll be able to see what you're kind of looking at in the next few days to like a week or 2. It just is, you know, because the new moon was the 4th. All right, so it's like we're still in it, but it's going to be subsiding. So whatever this is, there has to be some type of change that's occurring in your life. I just saw 55 on a telephone pole. I don't know what that's all about, but they would go the 2 5s, and I am talking about change, and then the 1 to go in a new direction. Okay, so it's like there is some type of change, whether you want to see it or not. If you don't want to see it, then you're not an accepting energy, and you're not ready for your blessings. Okay. But considering, you know, it's not all of you, but you are on my channel, and it's like we talk about this, so I feel like you're ready for it. It's just a matter of, can you adapt? And it does make it a little difficult, because, you know, Uranus is in Taurus right now, and Uranus is no joke. All right? I almost wanted to say to myself, I want to pee on Uranus. Don't ask me why. It's no joke. So I don't know. I know when you pee on things, maybe it takes the burn away. So I don't know if this is linked to pain. Me and my fucking analogies. I don't know if you feel like you gotten stung by a bee. You know, you got stung by someone with scorp energy. It's something like that. And then, you know, you pee on it, and supposedly it takes the burn away, guys. I don't know. But all I just was like, I pictured squatting on Uranus. Okay, so you guys can get a kick out of that one. So somebody who's obviously pissed off, or there's still a sting somewhere. So it's you got to adapt, okay? And I feel like this last stage you're gonna be able to heal together, which is part of the blessing, because there's some type of healing here, even though Temperance didn't come out, or the 4 of Swords, but I feel it. So I'm not quite sure what that's about, or somebody legitimately has like a boo-boo, like they have a wound. And if you have like a wound, say you had surgery or something, I'm not, you know, I don't know, but it's healing, or your heart's healing. It's linked to something. So hopefully that, you know, that will come out in the blending. So I got a few things to do. I gotta make supper for the chicklins, and then I will get that video out for you. But there's today's energy, okay? I don't know if I should label it, you know, peeing on Uranus. So anywhoozy, and I just saw a stingray. So it's all linked to a sting. So whatever that sting is for you, okay, it's time to accept the sting and move forward. All right, stings only last for so long, so don't sit in the stinging energy, because then you get nowhere. Then there's no change, and that's no good. Okay, so I almost said, some of you it's like a suck it up buttercup type thing, but if you're really heartbroken, of course not like suck it up buttercup. Obviously not. That's a whole nother scenario. But I don't really see pain on the board like that, guys. I feel like whatever this is disguised, something about being distinguished, is something like that. Okay. And I just saw a fire, not a fire hydrant, a fire extinguisher, yeah, spits out the, putting a fire out type thing. Somebody must have felt burnt. I don't know. I don't know your scenario, not all of you guys, but we'll figure it out in the blending. Okay. I just love you guys. Go pee on some planets.